Hey everyone, my name is Cerebellum and today we're doing a replay review of Meatiecheeksboy's Naga Siren core. Or carry, I think it is. So we're watching his point of view right now. Maybe I should just return it to hero chase just for a little bit, because it looks like he's looking elsewhere than his hero. That's always a good sign that this is gonna be a bit higher MMR. We just did a Naga Siren game a few days ago, and this one, I think this one is pretty high level. I took a look at the replay. He's gonna end up at a lot of last hits, which is always a good sign that this is not gonna be not a very low skill game. And the fact that he's not constantly looking at his own hero is also a good sign that he is in fact not very bad. Very well constructed gank here. Not gonna work though. Yeah, I like the cancel there. Very good cancel. So the main thing he is wanting from this replay is a bit of analysis of the late game play. So basically, how do you play Naga in the late game? Because this is gonna go late. This is gonna go very late. I'm gonna try to make the video not super long, but we're looking mainly at once you have the farm. Like last time, the problem was that a Naga didn't get up to the farm she wanted. So once you have the farm, how do you? Actually, this looks like a Naga support maybe. He didn't buy any support items. They do have a Vengeful Spirit and an Earth Spirit. Okay, Earth Spirit is off lane, then there's the Venge and the Slark here. Okay, so this could actually be a Naga Siren support. So this is pretty futile waiting here, because if we just skip over to the other side, see that the Tidehunter has indeed warded here. Another sign that this is in fact not super low level. I would be very surprised if this is lower than 3k MMR. So yeah, this is actually a Naga Siren support, looks like. But she is gonna get up, Meatiecheeksboy here is gonna get up to a ton of farm, basically get 6 slotted. And I think the main thing we're looking at here is what can you do when you're actually 6 slotted? How should you play it? But of course, right now, I think the only thing I would remark, very nice pull, indeed. Of course, the Tidehunter, not being an idiot, can just go in here and try to contest a bit. This is something you never see happening in lower level games, but very nice from Naga. Now they can make a bit of an attempt at killing the Tidehunter. I don't think it's gonna happen though. Tidehunter exceedingly good at not dying. Slark wasting a bit of time getting down here, but not a huge deal. That was, I think, that was a fairly even trade. They managed to pull back the equilibrium a bit, but the Tidehunter did get some farm from the neutrals. So we can take a look at the last hits. Looks like Tide's gonna die here. No, okay, yeah, they layered the stuns too much. If the Naga had held back on her ensnare maybe a little bit, teensy bit, that could have been really good, but she didn't, so yeah. So this is kind of a greedy support play. This is something I think is pretty effective just in when you're just single stacking, doing the normal kind of, like if you're, I'm mainly playing a 5 stack. I mainly play with my team, Sons of Nico. And yeah, the way you play there, you can play a lot more like pro games, I would say. A lot more of the same things going on. Whereas if you try to support that hard in just random pop games, you might get a bit punished for it. So they keep trying to kill this Tidehunter. Mirana comes in with a very nice arrow and turns it around. Ooh, Naga, that pathing might. Okay. Ooh. Very nice, very nice. So they did trade 1 for 1. Unfortunately, the Snark gave away the first blood there, but very nice rotation from their Mirana there. This is honestly looking like a really high level game. Worked out for Naga though. The kill there, giving her another level. She went from level 1 to level 3 very fast here. So I don't think, you know, the one thing I would remark right now is that she has picked up boots in the base and not over here. I don't really know why. It's just a Tidehunter over here. You can't really prevent or punish her for going over here and taking it. So I think this is not super good. She's also running really low on regen. Let's just take out only one tango here, and the Slark just went bottom. Okay, this is weird. I don't like this at all. I think, what do we have down here? We have a Witch Doctor and a Kunkka. I don't know that an Earth Spirit and Slark is really gonna do super much over here. Maybe the Slark just felt like it wasn't really paying off up top, but the only thing that really went wrong was that they didn't kill the Tidehunter, and the Tidehunter is getting too much farm. But that's all. They could just zone the Tidehunter and be happy about it, but they didn't. So I'm not sure I like that choice. Sorry about that. A little bit of stuff in my throat. So Nyx comes up here and tries for a kill under the tower even. Good TP in. TP is in something you will see a lot more at this level, and it's super effective. If you're looking for something you can do as an offlaner or support, keeping a TP on you and being available to just move in like this can be super effective. Unfortunately, Tidehunter is super tanky, especially when he gets like first blood and can get up some stuff. Let's just check out real quick what his build is. So if you're seeing this, if you check out your enemy and you can kind of tell, you can't tell what he's skilled up, but you can tell what he's got in inventory. He's got a stout shield. This is actually pretty bad because it doesn't stack with Kraken Shell. Kraken Shell is a separate damage reduction. It's the same block basically, so he's paid double for it. But he's scaled up in a way, and he's got a level advantage in a way because he hasn't died more than once, and he got the first blood. In a way that makes it extremely hard to kill him, especially with melees. And with you, when you only have like an Earth Spirit and a Naga, they're both gonna take the Anchor Smash. Their damage is gonna reduce by 60%. It's further gonna be blocked by 20. And as we just remarked on, or as I just pointed out in the Wind Ranger game, the other game with the Focus Fire, when you have several damage reduction effects like this that actually stack up, you very rapidly approach no damage at all. And of course, he also has the purge effect from the Kraken Shell, which will, allow him to just shrug off any kind of slows or stuns or stuff once he takes enough damage. So he is, however, out of regen as well now. Chooses to Ravage there, try and get a kill from Naga. He manages to get it. Unfortunate. And the puck comes in for an easy kill. So almost always at this level of play you will see people TPing in to get kills when people overdive for it. And that would have been pretty catastrophic if the Tidehunter had gotten the second kill on the Earth Spirit there. And there we go, Mirana overextending a bit, and they can just do it here. Puck, I believe Puck was their mid? Yeah, the Puck's just the mid doing a job here. She sees that the lane is the lanes are kind of not going as well as they could be, and she chooses to go in and try to see if you can save them up. This is gonna hurt the Puck's own farm, of course, but if every other lane is getting killed, then that is sometimes the best thing you can do, is just roam around, use your abilities and get it up, especially when you're a hero like the Puck, which is more of a playmaker and less of, not really a passive farmer. Like, you don't really want to be just farming up passively as a Puck. That's much more something you would do on exactly like a Naga Siren here. So pretty decent build coming up from Naga Siren. Again, these illusions, much more useful later on though. Usually you would see one level in Mirror Image by now, and instead of the second level of Ensnare. Ensnare does scale very well. It costs a bit more, but it also increases duration by 1, and this is a stun that goes through BKB, so it is, it's up to your discretion of what you want to do with it. So it looks like they have a bit of a bad engagement on bot, and they're gonna lose a ton of, they're gonna lose 3 heroes in fact. And the Naga missing a few last hits here. Looks like she might be trying to pressure the tower a little bit. They do have a lot of range damage here, and the more range damage creeps you have, the more difficult it's just gonna be to last hit. But she is missing a few last hits. The biggest critique point so far. She's actually picked up a Quelling Blade. That seems really weird to me. Nyx watches his shot, the arrow misses. This should mean the Naga is pretty safe. Even if she isn't, there's still the song if she wants to use it. Not a ton to use a song for right now,
Dire's middle tower is under
it's still
attack.
pretty okay. So missing a lot of last hits here. Let it go, last hit the snare. Anchor Smash of course can hit even if you're Invis or as super Invis as Slark's ultimate gives you. Oh, he really wants to kill the Naga, but the Naga is just fast enough. They can now just go in. Now the Tidehunter is... oh, nice. Manages the Roshan deny. And they move around a little bit, trying to kill the Nyx here. So a lot of roaming, not a lot of passive farming going on at all. Neither side really wants to give that to the opponent. So one thing I want to remark on really quick with the team compositions here is that the Naga's team actually has the heavy carry advantage due to the Naga. There isn't really anything that can carry as much as a Naga on the other team. There's a Kunkka. That's pretty much all the carry late game carry potential they have. It's a lot of damage potential in the Kunkka, but the Naga should really be a good counter to that, though the illusions might have a hard time with the Tidebringer. So we are going directly for our Radiance here, and this is exactly the thing I suggested to the other game, just beelining for the Radiance. Though starting out as kind of a not farming position, Naga, and then going into this, seems a bit weird to me. But it's just, you know, they are a bit stressed on the farm right now because it's pretty much only the Avengers that isn't looking for farm. I like this jungling a lot. I would love to see her try to go and stack up this camp over here at 56 with these illusions, rather than just grinding down this camp. Now it's too late. So we could have looked to stack up some camps with these illusions. That would almost certainly have been better. That was the perfect time for just stacking up this camp down here, just at 53, or this camp up here at 56. And that would have allowed for some slightly more efficient jungling. Though really, I don't think this doesn't look like a game where jungling is really that viable. The other team, knowing their team composition is so aggressive, like when all you have is a Kunkka who can fight very early on, but can't really get super tanky, can't really carry the game that much. He's more of a semi-carry. Then I think, yeah, I would say, yeah, they definitely should be aggressive, and they are being aggressive. So very nicely done. The Naga, she doesn't have very much farm at the moment. She's in fact, the Kunkka is just crushing farm-wise. This is the level of farm you can expect at this level, and also very good. If you're looking to just kind of figure out what kind of MMR we're at, this is the best way to do is just look at last hits. Even given the relatively high pace of the game we see, it's 5 to 8 right now. It's a very, very high-paced game in terms of kills. At 16 minutes, I think this is pretty big. The Kunkka actually having 100 last hits is a very good indicator that this game is pretty high level. And yeah, it's gonna be very apparent in the gold graph, yeah. So even though they are ahead 3 kills, you know, the gold does depend more on the farm, and when you have a guy who's got nearly double the farm of anyone else, he's going to be significantly ahead. He already has a Battle Fury, in fact. Battle Fury in Kunkka is a little bit unusual. Would suspect, or would be more common to see either a Shadowblade at the lower levels of play or a Daedalus at the higher levels of play. But Shadowblade isn't too bad. He's probably just looking to increase his farm by a lot. There was a Q&A by or an Ask Me Anything on Amma by Attacker, the guy who's like top 6 MMR or some top 10 MMR, only plays Kunkka, on Reddit a while back, and he said he basically goes for Daedalus every game. The same build every game, never goes for Shadowblade, because at the higher levels of play here, people have no trouble dealing with Invis, and they can just counteract it so hard. But at the lower levels of play, Shadowblade is considered a very, very good item for Kunkka. So yeah, just a quick remark on that. But I really like that she is beelining for this Radiance. I think that's a pretty good idea here. We could also... It might actually... A good alternative might have been a Midas.
Radiant's bottom tower
just because Midas kind of gives you farm and levels without taking away anything for the rest of your team. It's very cost efficient in that sense. And since they are kind of loaded on cores, people who want farm, I think that might not be the worst.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Which doctor she doesn't want to go in, because of course this is a Naga basically without equipment. She's just 800 short of
bottom tower has fallen.
I like that the Naga is really not looking to engage here, because she's just 800 gold short of her sacred relic, and really should not, you know, look to do all that. The problem here is actually gonna be that the Naga is gonna, once she gets online, it's gonna probably, oh yeah, here we go, stack. Messed it up. Could have just timed it a teensy bit better if you dragged them up here, upward instead of over to the other camp. That could have been better, but I like the attempt. I think that was an attempt at not just farming both camps at the same time. So looks like the Radiance is gonna be on track for like a 21-minute Radiance, maybe a little later, probably a little later. Yeah, the Snark taking a lot of the farm there. Yeah, maybe 21 minutes if she gets her jungling right here. They don't get disturbed too much. But they are gonna get disturbed. Oh, there's a Nyx in here. They are gonna go ahead and kill the Slug. So we see that. Okay. So
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Set in stone.
Setting up a kill on the Kunkka there, making sure she doesn't die herself. Very nice, very nice. So I just want to take a moment to just look at the state of the game right now. So basically, what's happening is that the Radiant team's plan is working in a few ways. Or the way they have to play this is kind of what we're seeing come into play. They're playing like they have to play is basically what I'm saying. They don't have the carry potential, but they do have a lot of aggression. They have a Mirana, they have a Nyx, they have Kunkka, they have Tidehunter, they have the Witch Doctor. All of those are good to fight at this point. As soon as they hit 6, they are pretty scary in a fight. Not like our Naga Siren, needs levels. Not sure about Earth Spirit. Not very experienced with this guy at all. But he can probably do a lot of new stuff at this point. Yeah, I think so. But it's mainly that they have the Naga Siren, who is honestly sort of not pulling her weight at this point. That'll come later. Is basically the thing with Naga Siren core. So yeah, I like this. That they are being as aggressive as they are, and they are taking down towers. That's what's going well for them. They are down on kills, which means that the XP graph is pretty even. The gold graph is favoring them highly, mainly because of this Kunkka that's just been crushing. Yeah, he's going into a crit now. This Kunkka is honestly looking like he could be a problem by just taking over the game before the Naga get online. Now they are kind of pressuring their jungle before the yeah. So this Naga might get ganked. Yeah, Nyx doing a good job there. He did have a Dagon. Yeah. So
Dire's top tower is
notice the
under
Naga is
attack.
actually looking at the fight while she's dead. She's trying to check out as much as she can, get as good a sense about how the game is going as she can. It's not actually pulling the wave back
Radiant's
here.
bottom tower.
That's neat.
Radiant
Oh, he's just
structures
clean.
are
Okay.
fortified.
So yeah, unfortunately she died there, but you know, they lost a lot of map control, lost a lot of towers, so the enemy's free to just roam around a lot.
Dire's
But she is
bottom
only
tower
100
is
away
under
from
attack.
her Sacred Relic. Yeah, that was a 21. It could have been a 21-minute Sacred Relic, not a 21-minute. What's it called? The other thing, Radiance. Yeah, so that's still a while away. Still like 1200 away. There's the Nyx.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Anticipates his
under attack.
move, very nice. There comes the Tidehunter. Slug next to get still on the Nyx. There's the Ravage, pretty good Ravage. Tidehunter blinks out, there's the bow. Death Ward goes away with the Naga. Very nice play from the Puck there. And now the Kunkka comes into play, and I think he can just right-click people at the moment. Yeah. So they managed to win that fight. Mainly, it was a very chaotic fight. Very scattered out. It was they sort of blew their load a little bit on the Naga and the Earth Spirit, and then it didn't have enough left to handle the rest. And Kunkka, while he does have tons of damage, cannot handle too much damage at the moment. He is a glass cannon. Like he will kill stuff fast, but then if he kind of blows his load, his ship goes out, he does his Tidebringer. There's a large window of time where he's just kind of a good right click, but only a right click. There's a good bow and very good use of Song there just to get out of this. Very nice, very nice. No points to critique there. Maybe not go that far out to farm. Yeah. So should have probably pulled back there. The Nyx being a little bit too effective at ganking there. But very nice play from the Nyx, taking her out there. So I wouldn't have gone that far out to farm. I would have probably just gone into the jungle. The jungle is a little bit safer after all, and just look to get up the Radiance ASAP. The extra damage from the Sacred Relic really coming into play here. It is a lot of extra damage. 60 extra damage plus she's got a Quelling Blade, so the last hitting should be a breeze now. She is missing a lot of them right now though. But she is getting the calm she needs, just a little bit calm. The big thing is honestly they haven't lost any more towers. That is kind of the best part about this right now. She should look to stack a camp over here. Nope, she missed it. Okay. Really not stacking these camps is kind of my main thing, that apparently that's not something Nagas like to do at all. She doesn't have a TP, I don't know why she's looking so much at these fights, she doesn't have a way to join them. Okay. So she feels a bit threatened, just hides for a little bit. There we go.
Radiant's
And the
bottom
Radiance
tower
completed.
is under
28
attack.
minutes. No, for the fact that she wasn't
Radiant structures are
a
fortified.
really designated farmer during the laning stage, this isn't too bad. And now that, you know, it's a lot less consequential if she dies now than before, because it isn't delaying her ability to farm. Because now she's got her Radiance up, she can farm to her heart's content. And the issue here with going the Radiance build right now is probably that they have
middle
3 other
tower
heroes
is
that
under
kind of
attack.
want some farm. But we can see she's already well on her way to getting like another 1,000 gold already. Just one set of illusions going into the jungle. Yep, Naga going in. See, we see sending in the illusions to fight here instead of going in herself, and the illusions just do all the radiance damage. Now that the fight's broken up, she can kind of head out, try to get something done. They managed to turn it around and get a decent trade, and more importantly, they held the tower still. So that's really good. Really like the way she controlled that fight. Could have maybe come in a little bit earlier. I don't like that she's running around without a TP so much. Like, pretty much if you have Song and a TP, you can get out of anything. The Song itself, you can get out of most things. Like, unless the Mirana sets up a really good arrow or something. She'll probably go into power threats now, I would think. There's the Nurks looking for an easy kill. Gonna get it. Yeah. This looks like a Lincoln's. Yeah, Lincoln's might be okay. I think a heart honestly would be better. At this point, just go straight into heart. But it isn't bad. So they do a lot of trading, but it looks like the center tower is gonna fall now. Okay, no. They didn't want to mess with the puck. Kunkka keeping his farm ahead. And he's even participated a lot in fights. It's honestly really impressive. This Kunkka player is sort of playing out of his mind at the moment. The Nurks gets caught out. The Nurks is playing exactly like he should be playing, except maybe he should have probably gotten a blink. Yeah, he's gone with the Dagon build. I like the blink build a little bit more, but the Dagon honestly has done a lot for him this game. Especially being able to pick off this Naga, just giving him that a little bit of damage reach. It's just doing so much. But yeah, I think I don't know why this Lincoln's is
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
what this Naga wants to go for. There isn't really like I don't think it blocks arrow. It might block the Nurk's stun,
Radiant's
but
top tower
yeah,
is
and
under
it's
attack.
stat-wise it isn't really worth it. And I think a heart would just help so much with tanking up all these shock damage spells we have. The Nurk's is all shock
Dire's
damage.
bottom tower
But
is under
Mirana
attack.
has a lot of shock damage. So a little bit of a trade there. Again, this Nyx is just doing so much to kill the Naga. And I think the cure for that is just getting more HP. And I think that's where I would like to see the Heart of Trash. So she did go for Boots Travel now. And that's, on the one side, it does benefit her a lot in that her Radiance can keep up now. It gives her a lot of movement speed, she's up to 420. And that means she can get a ton of damage off with that Radiance, farm a little bit better, and of course she doesn't have to spend money to get TPs out. But I think honestly, just tank up, get more tank. So her right click is good enough that she can just do agents. That's basically it. Doesn't need any lifesteal or anything when you have a Radiance that basically doubles your right click. But I would love to see her just going for a heart. I know she's gonna go for a heart and a Skadi later in the game. That's how late this is gonna go. But right now she's just staking on this Lincoln's, and I think that's the major mistake I'm
Radiant's top
seeing.
tower has fallen.
Right, they got 2 tower kills. Finally, they're actually catching up in towers, even though they're doing kind of poor in kills. The big story of the game is still that this Kunkka is crushing the net worth, and he's working on his second Daedalus. It's just it's bad. The thing you do with the Daedalus on Kunkka is you basically try to stack up your chances to get a crit. Do it with a Tidebringer bow, because if you can get a crit with a Tidebringer hit, then you basically kill anything. It's just so much damage, and it's AoE damage, and you can repeat it. So, ooh, it's pretty great. It's pretty great. The Naga just passive farming up here. Normally you would see a Naga push the lanes a little bit more. It's not so viable right now, mainly because the illusions aren't really tanking up, or the enemies can just deal with the illusions a little bit too well. A bit of a misclick there, but I have to say that looked like a lot of a misclick. A little bit surprised that she still has these ironwood branches in her inventory. So the enemy chose to do a Mirana ult there, probably try to kill the Naga. They're very aware that they have to keep this Naga down and the Slark down. If they can keep those two heroes down, the farm on the rest is relatively inconsequential. It's mostly about keeping those down. And we see the Naga just doing exactly what a Naga should do in this situation, which is just farm up, keep the lanes pushed. One of the big reasons why the enemy has not managed to actually push in another tower is that the Naga is keeping all the creeps far away from the towers. So that's how you do it. You just make it impossible for the enemies to push in by the fact that there's backdoor protection. The enemies at 41 minutes, they just don't have the damage to it. So right now they're looking at a sterling position to win the game. With the Kavit, the Kunkka is still kinda so
middle tower is under attack.
Double Daedalus now. He's got a frightening right click. With the Tidebringer, it's, you know, tons of pain. It's just so painful. The Naga almost got her Lincolns. I still think this Lincolns might be her undoing. It's just another good tanky item, more tanky than the Lincolns would have just completely put her out of reach of the Nyx, unless the Nyx gets like a Dagon level 4 or some shit. And now she's going for Amanda style. I think the heart should have been more on her priority. Just because if she can survive the burst, if she can just survive the burst, then, you know, the Radiance will just melt heroes like a Mirana or a Witch Doctor. Or a Nyx for that matter. Baiting a little bit here with an illusion, it looks like. Yeah, just when you micro your illusions that much, it looks to the enemy like you are actually that's your main hero, because normally you don't micro your illusions that much. Okay, she is gonna go into a heart now. I think that's very good. That is exactly what she needs. So now she's just farming up the entire enemy jungle. This is what you can do with Naga. Just her farming potential is frightening. And she is catching up on net worth rapidly. You see that the Kunkka is down to a 5k lead.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
She's up to 270 last hits now. It's really good. Once she has this heart completed, she'll be a force to be reckoned with in fights.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
Alright, finally, it's been what, 20 minutes in game for them to push that middle tower. That is honestly really surprising to me. That's a very good indication that you're ahead in kills and you're ahead in terms of the enemy just haven't been able to push a tower in forever. That's very good when you have the carry advantage, because that means almost by definition you will have enough time to get your carry farmed. Could have stacked this camp, could have stacked it, but just didn't. Was here at the right time, just didn't, and now the enemy's here. Fight, let it go.
Tower is under attack.
Chooses to use the song to pull out. Very nice. Oh! Actually a refresher on the Tidehunter there. See a buyback on our Earth Spirit. Very good buyback. This is a very important fight. Naga just giving them so much problems right now.
Radiant's top tower
there we go.
Is under
Naga
attack.
just crushes that fight. Managed to keep alive long enough that the Radiance just did so much damage.
Fallen.
She can also go in, lower their armor with Riptide. Just so much pain.
Radiant's top tower is up. Radiant
Now with
structures
5
are
buffs go,
fortified.
that's almost enough to buy the whole what's it called? Whole heart. Should have probably just dropped this Ironwood branch so you can get your fucking Reaver. There we go. That's the rest of her heart, so yeah. Again, I think the heart would have allowed her to fight a little bit earlier. I don't know what effect she's looking to counter with the Lincolns, but I think the heart would accomplish block, like just give her enough survivability to not get bursted down by these Nyx ganks, which I think was a main problem up until now. The fact that Nyx hasn't been focusing so much on her for a while now is really, it's really good for her. Like, that would have made the game completely different. We see the Naga can just push in lanes mercilessly now. It's just, it's a little bit ugly. Kunkka, of course, very good against the Naga illusions. Tidebringer with that much damage, just gonna cleave through them. Literally just cleave through them and just take them out of the equation. But I mean, that forces the Kunkka to go there and deal with the push. Then you're not pushing towers. If you're not pushing towers, the Naga's getting fatter. The Naga's getting fatter, you're losing the game. Fairly simple. Go, she just takes out an entire wave of creeps like that, almost found up by Yasha. So she's catching up to the Kunkka pretty easily. The one issue with this, the one issue with what's happening here, is that she is taking all the farm on the map. So she opts for the Skadi, Eye of Skadi, before going for Mana style. I think I like this a lot. She's just going to tank up immensely. And that's this, like a Linken's Heart and Skadi can't really tank a lot more than that. And with that, you know, they're gonna have a hard time just killing her in fights. If you can't kill her, you know, eventually the Radiance will just burn you down, even if you have a BKB, you know. It's only gonna be 10 seconds. How fast can you kill a 30 or 3000 HP Naga?
Invisibility.
So, they're grinding down Roche.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Right, they give it to the Naga. Very good choice. Having to kill the Naga twice over now is gonna, yeah. I don't think they can. So this is a green light for them to take a tower. As usual, you go for that. And quick note here. I did a while back. I did a video where a rapier managed to turn the game around. We might be looking at that here. This is going to be a loss. I'm going to spoil that, but it's, you know, I just noticed the Kunkka just finished the Divine Rapier, basically. So, is this a good situation to get a Divine Rapier? Absolutely. They are kind of in an all or nothing situation. The Kunkka is already maxed out, or already it's 53 minutes in. The Kunkka is maxed out. Kunkka is kind of the guy all the weight is on. He has to kill the enemy team in a few consecutive fights here, and he absolutely has to kill them. As I mentioned before, Kunkka is a glass cannon, and with the Divine Rapier here, his right click goes up to frightening new heights. It is up to 700 damage. 700 damage right click with the Tidebringer. It gets plus 60 damage, so that's nice. And basically, he gets an AoE attack, which can crit for 240%. So basically, he can 2 Tidebringer crits will be able to kill this Naga at 3000 HP. It's a little bit insane, a little bit bonkers. So Snark actually chooses to go in. I'm a little surprised that the enemy wants to fight a Naga with that actually had heart, or not heart, Aegis. They actually won the fight there, and it's kind of because the Naga isolated is a lot less dangerous than the Naga with friends. So the fact that they just managed to go in and get the stuff there, very good initiation from the Tidehunter, that kind of screwed them over. And at this point, you're kind of looking at the one thing I would critique here is that the Naga is just beelining for this Skadi, and at this point it honestly looks like they kind of have to keep a buyback up on the Naga. Usually there's a point in the late game where you just have to keep up buyback just in case, because it's just all about whether or not you can hold these barracks. Of course, Naga is fantastic anti-push. She does manage to die here. If she had a buyback right now instead of this ultimate orb, that could change a lot of things, but they managed to hold anyway. They might let go of a tier 2 here, so that's a tier 2 at this point in the game, really. Tidehunter's gonna give up his life for it. I think that's fair. Yeah. Talked about before how action-packed the game was. This has been not true for a while now. It's slowed down a lot, I think. It's still a lot of kills, but yeah, it's not been that. See,
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
damage on that Kunkka. Holy Jesus! Oh man, oh man. So yeah, the Naga is doing what she can. She's pushing out the lanes. I think maybe the best choice here is to just just finish up your Skadi, wait for the Roshan to get back up, and just take it super late. Take it super late. Gets absolutely massively 6-slotted. She's almost there. Like, this is almost perfect for Naga. Oh, actually managed to get out there. So they trade the puck for not a lot there. Lincoln's is doing a bit of work. I would still think it's the odd man out in this. But the Naga is absurdly tanky at this point. Yeah, they're gonna lose Rex here. They can't defend us too.
Dire's middle barracks. Dire's structures of Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed.
So this was a few bad engagements here. Kind of. Yeah.
Shadows, take us.
They just one kill on the Kunkka. If the Kunkka hadn't managed to TP out right there before, they could have just gotten the Divine Rapier. Or the Divine Rapier wouldn't have been on the Kunkka. I mean, even if it's on the Mirana, like, it's a lot better than it's being on the Kunkka for them. Tidehunter taking a clever route there, just getting out of reach of the Radiance, just to, you know, get an opening to use his Blink Dagger, just keep out of damage for 3 seconds, and you can use your Blink, of course. And that was really his key to escaping there, and that's what he did, so. Good on him. Good on him. Yeah, now we're going for Manda style for the last item. Manda style. Is it gonna be good enough? I almost want to say a Hex would be better. But maybe that's not... yeah. Good engagement so far. But it still didn't kill that quick. Basically, when you get a fight like that at this point, and they could kill the Nux as well. As long as they don't get the Kunkka, the enemy is still in the game, and this is just a breathing room for our Naga here, for the Dire side. Yeah. So Rosh is up. It also means it's a chance to take Roshan. And of course Naga will have absolutely no issues with taking Roshan at this point. None at all. But the Naga can't take it because she don't have shit. Room.
Immortality.
Earth Spirit's gonna grab it. Okay. If the Slark was there, the Slark should have taken it. But Earth Spirit, not so bad having him take it. At least he has somewhat of an escape. He can maybe get out. It's Manda style. Is it worth it? Could be. Like, it's a lot of... there's a lot of good stuff about it. It certainly is a good item, but... I'm just thinking if it's enough. Maybe a Butterfly would have been better. I don't know if... can you dodge Tidebringer? Probably can't dodge Tidebringer. But now the Naga is just kind of pushing back all the lanes. And we see she is catching up in farm, but now the farm is at ridiculous levels. So instead of actually buying anything, this should definitely just be buyback now. When you're 6-slotted like this, just have buyback. Maybe, you know, get something else instead of the Lincolns. The Lincolns, honestly, stat-wise, it isn't that good. I don't know what you're blocking with it. I don't know, is it X marks the spot? Is it one of Nyx's abilities? What is it? Because it isn't impressive to me. Pointless. I think that's honestly a really stupid move on the part of the Witch Doctor trying to use his ultimate there. If they could just use that for an engagement, that would be far better.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Right.
Radiant's
So a bit of a
bottom
chaotic
tower
fight
is
again,
under
and
attack.
they just decide to... She just decides to use a song to back the hell out. And that's pretty good. It is a kind of a poor matchup for her, this Kunkka. Not a very good good fight to take for her. And I think honestly just pushing in several lanes at a time is
Radiant's
just the
bottom
best
tower
she can do.
has been denied.
I hope she switches out the Lincolns for this butterfly. Really do. Once she get it, but I hope she doesn't. I hope she keeps up buyback here, because that's one of the big things late game. Just it's all about keeping those racks up, and you just need to keep up buyback. The Earth Spirit kind of giving the Tidehunter a bit of a break there. The Kunkka came in to try and do something, but
God when you need him.
didn't do too much. Slug too far forward, but doesn't die off. So, Tidehunter down. This is honestly a pretty good opportunity. You see the Slug almost dying to one crit with the Kunkka there. Oh, she died. Okay, so I don't know what happened there, but she does have buyback. She's thinking about using it. We see with Mega Creeps now at 70 minutes into the game, these two characters are just struggling to deal with it. They really need the Naga, or at least the Slug to deal with it. And now the enemies are coming for the top racks, and she has to buy back.
Dire's top
Absolutely
tower
have to
is
buy back
under
right now.
attack.
There's no way they can fight the Kunkka.
Dire's top tower
Yeah.
is falling. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They might even lose racks still.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top barracks has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now it looks like this is just going to be the end. The other team members have either not been able to get enough farm, but Naga have been taking almost all the farm on the map. She's almost up to. She's working on 700 last hits now.
The Radiant now
But
have
it's,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Without any more heroes, they just can't defend. And even if they do manage to hold here, it is...
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, they don't.
Dire's
So
ancient is under attack.
this is in effect GG.
Dire's
The
ancient is under
Kunkka just
attack.
does too much damage.
Dire's
Two
ancient
double rapier
is
now,
under
yeah,
attack.
His right click is actually insane. Now it's at 900 damage base, and then he gets 240% of that. Yeah, it's about a 3000 damage shot or something like that. It's a bit silly, She gets
Dire's ancient is under attack. Dire's ancient is under attack.
yeah, Onaga not being impressed by the rest of
Dire's ancient is under attack. Dire's ancient is under attack. Radiant victory.
yeah, a bit of nasty language there. Sorry about that, but the Naga's not happy with losing this one, and I can understand that it's not the kind of game you wanna lose, really. There we are. Okay. So, this was a very high level game. Honestly, it was very impressive in a lot of ways. Also very impressive that in a 74-minute game, Iran is still level 22. That's Yeah, that maybe shouldn't have happened, but yeah, the Naga certainly played well. I think this is definitely not the Naga's fault that they lost here. I think the Lincolns is the thing in this game I take the most issue with. I don't see what effect it was really meant to block. Doesn't block the Ravage, doesn't block the ship, it blocks X-Smart Spot, it blocks Dagon from the Nux, it blocks the I think it blocks Impale from the Nux. I don't think it blocks Arrow from Mirana. I think that's actually something it doesn't block. So I don't really see why the Lincolns before the Heart. I don't even see why Lincolns is in the 6 slotted build here. So yeah, a bit of unsafe farming. You know, if you could have gotten the Radiance earlier, that would have been a very easy way to just change the whole game. Another thing would be just getting a kill on the Kunkka. A kill on the Kunkka after he buys the first Rapier would have been pretty good. Of course, Naga, not really your ganking hero. That would be much more like your Slark, who didn't do super well this game. He had a good amount of farm, but you know, honestly, once the Naga gets up the Radiance, you know, you should expect your team to have a lot less farm overall, because you're pushing in everything and farming every jungle. Somehow the Kunkka managed to keep up his last hits. He's gotten a very impressive amount here, and you know, a lot of gold. So yeah, I think it was pretty well played. I think it was some unfortunate team compositions, and I think especially the Tidehunter and the Kunkka played exceedingly well on the enemy team. I think the Nux ganking the Naga so much early on had a huge impact. So probably I think the biggest thing on the Naga was, you know, beelining for the Skadi not keeping up buyback and losing the center racks because of it, arguably. And the Lincoln Sphere, you know, it isn't fantastic stats. I think going for just a Heart over that after the Radiance would have been a lot better, and also before Boots of Travel. I don't think there's Boots of Travel. When you have plenty of room in your inventory for TPs, the 2000 gold for the Boots of Travel could have easily gone into a Heart there as well. So yeah, that would be what my analysis of this is. I think overall the Naga played pretty well here. It's unfortunate being matched up against the Kunkka, one of the best heroes for handling Naga illusions, just because when he's got that much damage and the Tidebringer, you can just, yeah, we saw he just killed the illusions. Every time it came to a fight, he can just go in, he does damage so fast, and it was the one thing Naga doesn't like, it's getting burst down. So yeah, got suppressed a little bit too much. Didn't have the best support from your team. Didn't have the best team composition to handle the enemy team. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I think the Naga played about as well as could be expected here. So, yep. Mine has been Cerebellum. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, consider subscribing, consider liking the video. It would really help out a lot. The instructions for sending in replays, as usual, will be in the description for this video. This was actually one that was sent in. That's why we're doing a Naga again so fast after the last one. And this, yeah, that's because I don't get many requests these days, so I just do all of them. Pretty much. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.